What's happening, fellow YouTubers, and welcome back to the next installment of my Eaglebrook series, episode 15. And here is a little recap on what happened in episode 14. I did go to town with all the detailing up in the last episode, so this episode is going to be quite dimmed down from that. Just look at our custom cemetery we added into our city. Before we get on to the build, my PDX recommendation is Marine Networks by Joe. This helped me out a lot within this episode. Thanks again, Joe. Get subscribing if you haven't. So this is the area within Eaglebrook we're going to be concentrating on, left of the build we recently done. First things first, I start off with the coastline. If you haven't noticed already, it's been a bit of a long-winded time before episode 15 came out. Unfortunately, I've had a lot of commitments. I do apologise for that, but thank you for sticking around. I just didn't have the time to continue the build. However, in this episode, I am laying down the framework for the roads before we get on to the next episode where the modding will commence heavily. I felt like I was ready to do this area up, and that's exactly what I did. I used the node controller to give me a lovely little slope on this bridge, but if you look straight ahead, you can see the landfill. Well, that finally disappears. I bring back the lovely hills that were there as well. I don't concentrate on that within this episode though, you'll just see it moving a little bit further on. Now, I absolutely still love the cycle lanes here. It's one of the big things within this build. I love how the cycle lanes are adapted onto the paths as well. Just using my Move It mod just to try and get everything a bit more level, and I love this road bridge going all the way over the top here. And if you do have any comments, make sure you leave them below, whether that's criticism or any advice is greatly appreciated. Within this episode though, there isn't really a theme going. I am going to utilise different packs for the build between the UK, the German pack, French pack, Southwest pack, because I think it'll fit nicely into this area. So I'm finishing along this coastline. I make sure I put a little cycle lane bridge here, but I put a separate walkway bridge, as you can see right here. Anyway, less chat from me. I'll jump back in just one moment. Just jumping back in here, folks. This landfill site was giving me an absolute headache, and it was far too close to my city now. So I decided landscape it back to the way it was and move it. Just look at that. As you city builders are aware, planning is key. So this is where my bus stop's going to sit in this part of the city. I also put a lot of trees around the grass areas, just to make it look a little bit realistic. And I added a road, finally connected that road there. I hope the traffic doesn't start going behind there though. I'm a bit worried about that, but I will keep an eye out. I also needed some services here, so I built a police station and I built a fire station just to service this little area. I also set a district here, changed the name. We're going with Lochoa. I think it's a great little name for this area. Once I'd set the district, I had taken out one of the roads and put another road down in its place. I also put down a medical centre here, as I didn't actually have one. I had a fire station, police, but no medical centre, so I thought this would be a great little area to plop it. Moving on to the marina slash little harbour, I start off by placing a little pier walkway right up against the pedestrian walkway there. And I use my Move It mod just to lower the pier, because there's little street lamps kicking about on that pier. I find it rather difficult trying to get a path up to here. I'm thinking back now, I wish I'd just put a set of stairs in going down the end, but I haven't, and I'm sticking with this. It looks not too bad once it's all finished. I utilise my Move It mod to get into place, and I finish it off by putting some boulders just in that little gap. This end was a little bit of a headache for me as well, and like I've just said, I wish I'd utilised just a set of stairs. Maybe slope the land a little bit, but it's done now, so moving on. I did put another little walkway down here, and I do apologise for the brightness of the white coming through. I actually didn't realise this until a little bit later on, and I did go on the Luna mod that I have got within the game, and I did change it up a little bit. And you can now see me using the Marine Networks tool by Joe. This is such a great little mod. And to change up the boats, you can just use your Move It mod to bring it down and bring it back out again, as you've just seen there. I think this is a fantastic add to the game. It's so easy. However, we did have gaps within the little platform, so all I did was went into my Find It and put these pillars in, and they look really good. So our little marine area is really coming on. What's your thoughts so far? Let me know in the comments below. So my next little area that I've done, I decided to do a little defence wall to the harbour area, which you can see here. And again, I apologise for the brightness of the white. I do rectify this just shortly, and there you have it. I've rectified it. I decided to put a lot of boulders over that path. I then put a lighthouse just at the very end there, and again I finished it off with boulders just either side of the path. I could have used the line tool here, but I chose not to. I tell you what though, my wrist got some workout here, by the way. I also utilise a little access area over here with a little boat. Just finishing it off by adding more boulders, but just look at that. Guys, once again, let me know in the comments below, what's your thoughts? What would you have done differently? Have I done something that maybe doesn't look right and I could tweak it? Let me know. After that, I actually changed this area up and I cut that path away from there. I think later on I'm going to add a set of steps into that end part, just so our pedestrians have access at both sides. I then tidy it up by adding a couple more boulders. Now for this area, I wanted a lovely little mixed commercialised area, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I moved this road with my Move It just to move it down a bit. I was thinking about deleting that, but I didn't want to. And I used some of the southwest mixed housing, which I think fits in this area lovely. Now this area here though, I utilise this out of the German pack. I absolutely love this. Love the detail of the buildings. And again, I think it fits in really well into this area. Don't know about mixing the buildings between like the German and the southwest, but it gives it a part of a old town feel and a new town feel, if you know what I mean. Putting in these houses here, I didn't like the bend, so I decided to box up the road at this end. I also deleted this path and I moved it a little bit closer in, just so it matches that junction. And then I moved all the stones in with my Move It. I separated some of them up as well. I think for this area, this grass area behind the stones, I'm thinking about putting a lovely little park area here. Let me know what you think. Let me know what I should put in that little area. I also made sure that we had cycle lanes all over the roads because I want to absolutely utilise this area for cycle lanes. And just look at this. This is where we're going to leave off in this episode. Let me know your thoughts on this episode. It was a short and sweet one, just so I can bounce back into things and get in the swing of things. But look at this area. We've still got all this area to fill. Once again, thank you for watching. If you are still here, please like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. But until next time, happy gaming.